So if you don't like people, it's probably not the right job for you. Hello everybody, how are you doing today? So I am talking about my job as a recruiter because I've mentioned this in a few of my older videos and I always get a lot of comments from you saying, what do I need to become a recruiter? How did you become a recruiter? What is a recruiter? So hopefully I can answer all of these questions today. So first of all, what is a recruiter? A recruiter is essentially someone who hires people. So you can either do that in an agency or in a company directly. It works exactly the same as working in a marketing agency or being in a marketing team in a company directly, or being in a call center outsourcing agency or being in the company directly. So it's all the same. I am working in the company directly, which is very different to working in a recruitment agency, which I have never done. And working in a recruitment agency also might not be for everyone. So as I've never worked in a recruitment agency, I just want to touch on that really quickly. But basically what it means is that you have different clients, so different companies, let's say a beauty company, and they come to you and they say, I need a new marketing executive, please find me someone. And then you, working in the recruitment agency, you go out, you find people, you find them for the company, and they pay you a certain percentage of the salary of the person that you found for them. And that's how recruitment agencies work. So as you can see, it's very much based on sort of how many people you place. The more people you place, the more money you get. So it can be quite sales heavy, it can be quite fast paced, and that's why I said it's not for everyone. Working on the other side, of course, working in-house in the company as a recruiter is very different. So what I do in my day-to-day job is hire people for my company, and I of course get a normal salary, but I don't get any other bonus or percentage whenever I hire someone. This takes the pressure off and it adds a little bit more of excitement because the people that I hire, they're going to be my colleagues in the future. So of course I want to make sure that I hire the best and most exciting people for my company. The way it works is basically, let's use the same example again. We do need a new marketing assistant for my company. So I get a job description and I get told, this is what we need, please find someone. So here is my job. Find someone. Of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the job advert out on our job website, and then I'm going to wait for applications. But alongside of that, I am also going to search for people. It's also called headhunting. So there are a lot of different ways to do that. My main source for finding people is LinkedIn. I've talked about LinkedIn many times before, and I've told you all to go on LinkedIn and have a profile because you might be headhunted, because that's what I do. So I go on LinkedIn and I search for people. As a recruiter, I have a very special tool to do that. It helps me to find just the right candidate that I need for the role. But that's pretty much what I do. I look at different people's profiles, I see if they could match my company. If I find someone, I email them. And then if they're interested, we arrange a phone call and I do a phone interview and I tell them all about what it's like to work at my company, what the role looks like and what we're looking for. And then on the side, of course, I also look through the applications that come in through the job website. And if I like any of these, I will also do a telephone interview with them. And then from there, if I like them, I will put them through to the next interview stages, etc., etc., etc. And eventually they get hired. And if they don't get hired, then of course I have to go out again and search again. And then maybe one role gets filled, and then a new role comes in, and this is my job and this is what I do every day. I like it very, very much because it's all about speaking to people, finding people, meeting people, matching people together. So if you don't like people, it's probably not the right job for you. My favorite thing about the whole sort of job as a recruiter is the fact that I get to kind of hire the people that are going to be my colleagues in the future. And the best thing is that I will see them develop and grow in the company and in their role, and that is just a really quite a nice feeling. And yeah, that is actually definitely my favorite part about it. So maybe now you're thinking, I want to be a recruiter too. So again, if you want to be a recruiter in an agency, which of course, you know, if that's for you, then go for it, because you can actually make quite a lot of money working in an agency. The requirements to be a recruiter in an agency are not a lot actually. It's quite easy to get into it, but basically you have to start at the very bottom of sort of the career ladder in an agency. So all you really need is potentially a uni degree. It doesn't really matter which one as well, as long as you've kind of finished university. And then you just need, I guess, the motivation and a bit of the hunger for the salesy, sort of fast-paced side of the recruitment agency. And if you have that, and if you're happy to kind of chase people, speak to people really fast, you might have a chance for an interview. All they really look for is people who are not afraid to work on big volume and to cold call people as well. So basically what you'll do when you start at the base of the career ladder with an agency, you will be tasked to cold call companies and kind of ask them if they want to work with you, and cold call recruiters from companies like me and see if they want to work with you, and cold call a lot of candidates to see if they want a job that you have. So there's a lot of cold calling, and by cold calling I mean calling people that don't know that they're going to be called. So again, it's not for everyone, but if you say, that's for me, I want to do that, then have a look at different agency websites. They might look for sort of junior recruiter type people. But then of course, if you're saying, actually Sandy, no, I do like what you're saying and I do want to work in-house as a recruiter, in-house to kind of, you know, work with my future colleagues and have a bit more of the people side to the role rather than the sales side, then you probably need a few more qualifications. So ideally you need a specific university degree and anything that has to do with people. So I did psychology and sociology at uni, which is a degree that people in my role have very often. You can also have something that is human resources related, which could get you sort of a junior recruiter role, or maybe some sort of business degree, sort of business management degree, anything that very roughly has to do with it. And then you might get a chance for a junior recruiter role as well. However, another way to get into in-house recruitment is of course to start in agency for like a year or two, and then when you have this kind of fundamental hardcore experience, then move in-house. This is actually the way it's done very, very often. For me personally, I was quite lucky. Like I said, I never worked in agency. I applied for a sort of very junior recruiter role in my first company. And because I was already working in the company, they of course knew me and they said, okay, Sandy can probably do this job. So that's somehow how I got into recruitment. I applied for this role, I got it, and then I moved to another company where I got a slightly more senior recruiter role. And now I'm at my third company where I'm having an extra senior recruiter role. So I'm kind of, you know, moving along as you do, I guess. So there you go. This is what I do every day. I speak to loads of people. Sometimes I'm on the phone for like, I don't know, 3-4 hours in a row, but I love it. And if you don't love it, then like I said, it's not for you. I also get to meet loads of interesting people. So sometimes we recruit for very, very senior roles. So sometimes you meet very senior people from big brands that you really kind of admire, and it's nice to meet them, and you know, you kind of interact. So yeah, that's what I do every day. I hope this helped you. Let me know what your job is, or what your dream job is, or what you want to become. I would love to read those comments down below. And other than that, thank you very much for watching. I really hope this kind of helped, inspired you. Any questions, please put them down below as well. I make new videos every week, every Thursday at 4 p.m, sometimes more than that if I'm very productive. And please also follow my Snapchat and my Instagram. I'm very active there at the moment as well. And of course, do subscribe because that would be fabulous. And I will see you next week. Bye.